Welcome to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. It supports the podcast and it doesn't cost you anything. Well, folks, we got to talk about the price of Bitcoin because look at this green candle, huge breakout here on the daily chart, looking really strong. Bitcoin touched 48,000 today. It's currently sitting at $47,257 at the time of recording. So what's happening here? Remember, I've been sharing with you guys that I think Bitcoin has to go back down to retest the 35K support level. Well, it may not happen right away. It looks like it's going to maybe do another run up to 50K. Well, I shouldn't say another run up to 50K because we topped out at 48K at the Buy the Rumor, Sell the News event on the Bitcoin ETF launches. Some people are calling for 60,000, but I think this still has to prove itself. It has to break through 50K if it's going to 60, and it could get rejected at 50 and then roll back over once again to 35K. Now, I want to make sure I'm clear when I say that. I'm not a perma bear. I'm a perma bull. You guys know I'm here to make money. If the price is going up, I'm happy, but I'm always looking at what is the bullish and the bearish scenario and which has the higher probability of playing out. So I'm looking to buy the dips at this point and sell the blow off top in 2025 is my strategy. So if Bitcoin were to roll back over, test 35K, I'm buying, right? I think at some point it's going to do that. Maybe it goes up to 55K, then comes back down. So just be prepared. We've seen it time and time again. Bitcoin doesn't move up in a straight line. But the factors that are really helping Bitcoin is, of course, the stock markets are hitting new all-time high, whether it be the NASDAQ or it is the S&P 500. They're all hitting new all-time highs. It's wild what is happening. And the DXY seems to be consolidating a bit. Maybe it's at its correction point. We'll see. Hopefully it is. But, we have to give time. We have to let these things play out, see how the DXY is going to play out, see how Bitcoin's going to move. And then we can, continue to update our thesis. But my view overall is, okay, it's going up. This is great. I'm expecting new all-time highs later this year and a final blow off top in 2025. Some analysts have been saying here on Twitter, strong bounce from the mid-range, attacking 48,000 again. As expected, popular trader Gel wrote in his part of his latest analysis. He says here, the last hurdle for Bitcoin to overcome, not much standing in the way of new all-time highs once it breaks. Gel additionally described the current price range as a moment of truth. So once again, it has to validate itself, right? Not just because we see a green candle, that means that this thing is about to move up to new all-time highs. We got to watch it closely, not get emotional, and just see how the charts and the technicals look, folks. But is it possible that Bitcoin could hit a new all-time high by the halving? It's possible. Is it very likely? I don't think so. I don't think so, folks. Not from what I've seen historically. I think Bitcoin's going to hit a point where it cools down a bit. We're not going into a bear market. We're just cooling down. We'll pull back, and then we're going to continue to run up. And I'm excited, folks. Exciting times ahead. Here's a great indication of what's to come. We are just 4 weeks in with these Bitcoin ETFs being launched. And it's being reported that BlackRock and Fidelity now hold 151,950 Bitcoin worth over $7.16 billion. Folks, that is wild. I don't think this is getting a lot of attention. At the launch and the week and 2 weeks after, people were very excited. Now they're like, oh, yeah, BlackRock's getting more Bitcoin. But look at the numbers. This is wild. Nate Garachi, president of the ETF store, gave some more details. Only 4 weeks after Spot Bitcoin ETFs debuted, we have $4 billion in IBIT, which is BlackRock's ETF, $3+ billion in Fidelity's FBTC, and $1 billion in ARK Invest's ETF, that's Cathie Wood. And he said here, and possibly another 1 billion ETF, and that it's Bit2B, and I think that's the folks at Bitwise. So he says, I can't explain to you how ridiculous this is. Now, this is a guy, before crypto existed, he's involved in ETFs, right? He's the president of the ETF store. So they recognize has stratified, guys, how ETFs have performed historically, and they're seeing some amazing things from these Bitcoin ETFs. Makes me very bullish. I think the ETF narrative is huge for this upcoming cycle, in addition to the AI narrative for certain tokens. And we'll see what else. Maybe gaming as well. But exciting times, folks. Exciting times. Now, will there be a Bitcoin spot ETF Super Bowl ad? Well, Eleanor Terrett of Fox Business is reporting no. Nate Garachi summarized it. He said, no spot Bitcoin ETF ads during Super Bowl. Not a huge surprise given the cost and the paltry ETF expense ratios, but would have created enormous buzz. I think it's good that that's not happening. I would have liked it. I think 2025 would be better because we will be back in a full quantitative easing environment. Rates will be lower. Money will be easier to get, right? Because of the rates going down. And I think the prices will attract more people and it will get more attention. Right now, people are still concerned about layoffs, inflation, and all these things. They're not necessarily thinking about investing, right? And many of these companies, they're going to get the sentiment in the markets and what consumers and the retail investors are thinking. And it's a numbers game, are a large percentage bullish or are they kind of bearish, right? Yes, you have those who are the outliers who are going to invest, but it's probably a small number. But the majority not really focused on investing right now. So I think this is a smart move by these players and wait till the bull market is in full heat, and that is 2025. So next year's Super Bowl, I think we will see a Super Bowl ad for sure. Now we got an update here around a Bitcoin miner, US Bitcoin mining giant looking at Africa amid expansion efforts. So, of course, Bitcoin miners are expanding around the globe looking for cheap energy and where they can set up business. And of course, that benefits the local community with jobs and much more. So North America's largest public crypto miner has made global expansion a part of its strategy, while Florida-based Marathon Digital has already branched out to the United Arab Emirates and Paraguay in recent months. It also has its eye on a continent seeing an influx of miners. So I've interviewed the CEO of Marathon Digital, Fred Thiel. I've had him on a few times. And, they're one of the largest miners out there. So everybody trying to expand, get as much market share and prepare for this upcoming bull market. Here's a quote. "We are looking at Africa," said Charlie Schumacher, Vice President of Corporate Communications at Marathon Digital. "We believe that Bitcoin mining is, among other things, a technology solution for the energy sector, and Africa may be a great place to prove out this thesis." So, of course, folks, in addition to the low energy, these miners are looking for places where there's excess energy, where it's wasted and so forth, where they can partner maybe with energy companies to use that excess energy that's being wasted to mine Bitcoin and monetize that energy source. So it's pretty amazing what's happening, and the mining has become very efficient. Where some are using AI. They mine at nighttime, or they go off when the grid is having issues, or they help to sustain the grid depending on what's happening with the weather and much more. So things have gotten more sophisticated, and there's additional business models being attached to the mining. So like they'll use the heat to maybe farm things or do whatever, right? There's been different use cases. So it's great to see this happening. So Ethiopia has seen an increased inflow of miners recently as companies in this segment search for low-cost energy and ideal climate, Bloomberg has reported. It has become home to Chinese companies, for example, who are forced out of operating in their home country following a crypto mining ban in 2021. Central African countries have stranded or underutilized power, Schumacher told Blockworks. Here's a quote. "If we can attach Bitcoin miners to these power sources, then we can increase the profitability of those power sources and ensure they stay online for the people who need them," he said. So, folks, this is big. And we're seeing here in the United States, there's a lot of mining happening in Texas, Georgia, and Wyoming, and different states. And many of these states want to attract the businesses because it creates jobs and it helps boost the local economy, right? And there's tax revenues that are collected, of course. So crypto is here to stay, whether it's Bitcoin mining or other types of crypto businesses. And it's amazing to see the expansion happening around the world. Now, folks, quick word from our sponsor, and that is Uphold, which is a great crypto platform. You can buy Bitcoin and all the top altcoins on this platform. They have 260 plus cryptocurrencies. They have stable coins. You can also trade precious metals such as gold, silver, palladium, and platinum. They're available in over 150 countries. They have a great app. Best of all, folks, they are fully reserved. You can go review their transparency reports, their audits, and much more. They don't commingle or lend out your funds. So if you'd like to learn more about Uphold, please visit the link in the description. Now, folks, we all know about the digital currency group, Barry Silbert and these guys, and the Gemini Earn situation, right? Where funds are locked in Gemini Earn, people can get their funds. Well, the New York Attorney General apparently, after suing these folks for what took place, is looking for more money. So Bloomberg Markets is reporting the alleged fraud at Gemini Trust and Barry Silbert's digital currency group was 3 times bigger than initially thought, the New York Attorney General said in a revised civil complaint. So they want $3 billion from Digital Currency Group in the expanded lawsuit. Woo, coming for their pound of flesh. But look, these guys really screwed up, right? They did not. They got greedy, and Digital Currency Group and Genesis Trading just unbelievable stuff. And this can't happen. And this is why we need regulations, not to stifle the innovation, not to kick out the service, but to make sure that they're not over leveraged or they're not commingling funds and they're not doing nonsense, right? So hopefully these things will be a lesson and we can turn the corner and have well, look, the part of the problem is the Congress did not act fast enough, right? And we're still waiting for these regulation bills to be put out. So hopefully these things can be resolved. And I don't blame the New York Attorney General saying, "Oh, we're going to come get some more money," especially in context of what's happening with these cities and states in this inflation era, and many of them don't have money. We know about the migrant situation in New York. So you can imagine they're like, you know what? Let's go back and get another $2 billion, right? So look, it is what it is. I don't know if, they'll get the additional $2 billion, but I'm sure Digital Currency Group and these guys are going to have to kowtow here, or they're going to have problems running their business in the future if they need licenses and much more. So talk about cost of doing business. This is a big one, man. But look, Grayscale, which is part of Digital Currency Group, you know what they've been doing, liquidating GBTC. So I'm sure they're getting a whole bunch of money, and who knows what else they're going to liquidate. But like I said, guys, these crypto companies need to get themselves in order. Once again, it's not all of them, but there was a handful that had these issues: Celsius, FTX, Voyager, 3 Hours Capital, Terra Luna, these guys here. So hopefully the the Gemini Earn folks can get their funds back. That's the important thing, that people get their funds back. Well, folks, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Do you guys think Bitcoin is going to 50K or 60K, as some are saying? One of the things, even if Bitcoin does not go to like some new all-time high immediately, remember the liquidity from Bitcoin will go down to the alts. Some of these alts on the charts are looking bullish, so we can expect some altcoins to pop off. You all know, if you've been following this podcast, we've been talking about it, and the flow of liquidity from Bitcoin down to altcoins, and that could be mid cap, large cap, and so forth. So macro level, I'm so bullish. Whatever happens in the short term is just noise. If it corrects and it pullbacks, sharply, I will buy the dip and keep loading up my bags for the new all-time highs. Well, guys, let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the 5-star rating on the podcast platforms. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Links will be in the description. It supports the podcast. It doesn't cost you anything. Also, sign up for my free email newsletter. Thank you for watching and listening, and I'll talk to you all later.